For more information on NCAA wrestling, please visit ncaa.com, or you can find us on social media at NCAA Wrestling on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Once again, that's NCAA Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to mat number 4 on the floor of the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri. You're watching the NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships, the 2017th edition. We've got a treat for you right now. Coming up, a semifinal bout at 141 pounds. George DiCamillo from the University of Virginia and Bryce Meredith from the University of Wyoming. And we are underway. George DiCamillo, a record of 26-4, coming into tonight's bout. And Meredith, right out of the box, comes right at DiCamillo, gets 2 points on the takedown, and has got a real strong, tight waist. The claw coming across the underside of the body, hooking up on the, now changing off rather, and going down to a 2-on-1. He's trying to control DiCamillo's right hand or right arm as the wrestlers go out of bounds. We were saying a few minutes ago, George DiCamillo, a senior, he was second in the ACC championships. His opponent, Bryce Meredith, with a record of 34-6. Meredith, the number 10 seed. DiCamillo, the number 6 seed. Meredith, a junior, and he was the runner-up in the Big 12 championships. The gentleman who beat him is wrestling right next door for a spot in the championships as well. That's Dean Heil from Oklahoma State. What can you tell us about our officials? Who's on the mat right now, Eric?
The lead official is Scott Hall, and he's followed by referee number 28 on the back there. You see J.R. Smith. He will be the assistant, making sure all the action on the backside is taken care of.
Great combination as far as our officials are concerned. Looking at the two wrestlers on the mat, the number 6 and the number 10 seed. Of course, the number 1 seed wrestling right next door, and the number 5 seed. I just went back and looked at some statistics in the history of this tournament since 1979. The number 1 seed 206 times has gone on to win the championship. That may not be the case right here, at least on this side of the bracket. We've certainly broken that mold.
Meredith with the 10 seed, and this is the second year in a row that he's done it. Last year as a 14 seed, ended up making the NCAA finals, and he wrestled Dean Heil in the championship.
And of course, DiCamillo scoring 2. We've got now a 3-2 bout in favor of George DiCamillo from the University of Virginia. Both wrestlers up on their feet. Meredith trying to get some separation. They go back down. DiCamillo remains in control. DiCamillo now reaching down, trying to hook up the ball and chain if he can get it. And he's got the arm captured. Now the question is he going to be able to pull it down hard enough to gain control or gain additional control or leverage?
And when you see he hooks that right in the crook of the elbow, he would have had to place his elbow on the middle of the back, but great transition wrestling right there.
And 2 points on the reversal awarded Bryce Meredith. And we've got a 5-3 bout now.
And this is where, if you're Bryce Meredith, I was just going to say smart wrestling here. You're still in the first period. Do not risk giving up a stall call, because that could come into play later on in the third period. So just let DiCamillo go. Give up the 1 point.
And that's exactly what he did. Now DiCamillo in deep. DiCamillo turning into Meredith. Meredith has DiCamillo's leg kind of crouched or caught in the crook of his neck. Neither wrestler with control right now. Of course, our great referee on the whistle right in front of them, and he's got a potentially dangerous call. He's going to stand him up because the time has expired in the first period. End of the first period, we've got a 5-4 bout in favor of Bryce Meredith from Wyoming. Now the question is, what strategy do they use? Meredith's in the down position. DiCamillo will be in the top position. What would you do, Eric, as a former Michigan State wrestler, if you were doing that right now, if you were DiCamillo on top?
Well, understanding that after Bryce Meredith got the escape, a quick shot came, so be aware that the shot could come. And on those shots, if DiCamillo is successful in getting into the legs of Bryce Meredith, he has to stay low, Bryce Meredith wants to scramble. He likes getting in those funky situations. He's comfortable there. DiCamillo not so comfortable in those weird situations. So staying as low as you can and keeping those ankles tucked is going to be key here.
And Meredith, of course, scored 1 point on the escape, almost right out of the box. As he stood up and got away, now he's in deep on a single leg, but DiCamillo is blocking with the right underhook. Now DiCamillo reaching over the top. Has his left arm extended down through the groin of Meredith. They're going to stand up again rather, and go back to the center of the mat. We'll restart with 1:13 remaining in the second period. No riding time of any significance certainly on the clock right now. 3 seconds just doesn't get it, but it's better than none, of course.
Something to touch on right now is these guys are familiar with each other in ACC wrestling, and you say, how have they wrestled in ACC competition? DiCamillo being from UVA, Meredith from Wyoming. Meredith started his career at NC State, so in 2014 they wrestled twice at the ACC championships where DiCamillo was successful and in the duel. And this is close to a fall for DiCamillo.
DiCamillo shot in and he was deep, and he had Meredith exposed. He gets 2 points for the takedown certainly, but he did not have control prior to that, so he could not score back points.
Did a great job staying low in that pocket, making sure those ankles are hidden. So Bryce Meredith can't dive through, come up, look for cradles off the scramble.
Meredith, of course, with the Granby roll, but no change of control. DiCamillo has a 2-on-1 as he's reaching around from the controller behind Meredith. And the second period is about to expire, 11 seconds, and we've got 6-6. But we're going to have one more restart before we get to that point, at least one. Meredith in down position and DiCamillo in the top.
Very important 11 seconds here. You look at choice, it's going to be DiCamillo's choice. So Bryce Meredith had to be urgent to try and get out here, unsuccessful in doing so.
And the second period of wrestling expires, and we're deadlocked 6-6. DiCamillo, University of Virginia, Meredith, University of Wyoming. Again, this is turning out to be a great match. You get to this point in the tournament also, Eric, and I know you can attest to this, there's not a lot that separates many of these wrestlers. Now, the last bout, that was a little bit different with Brock and Gross. But right now, these guys are very evenly matched. DiCamillo, of course, scoring 1 on the stand-up. And DiCamillo, of course, with a 1-point lead now. He's reaching over, and he turns Meredith down, gets 2 on the takedown. So he scored 1 on the escape, 2 on the takedown. He's reaching across with the claw, and look at the tight, well, it's a little bit looser now, but the tight waist was just digging into Meredith's belly. DiCamillo working on the sideline. Meredith now trying to switch, but nothing that produces any points for Meredith. And we go back to the center of the mat. We welcome the great folks from Wyoming and the great folks from UVA, one of my favorite places.
Jordan Lean in the corner of DiCamillo, NCAA champion multiple times for Cornell is Jordan Lean.
And of course, over in the corner for Meredith, we've got Mark Branch, who came in his first year as a wrestler in the NCAA championships and won the title. And won another one after that. DiCamillo with a 9-7 lead, less than 1 minute remaining, 1:02 in riding time on DiCamillo's side of the clock. Meredith, I'm sure, strategizing what he can do in terms of chain wrestling right now, keep DiCamillo off balance. DiCamillo's doing the same thing. He's got the 2-on-1. He's not really anxious to take the action to Meredith right now.
And DiCamillo can wrestle on the out-of-bounds line here. No stall calls, so smart wrestling.
Just gets the first stall call. Very, very astute of you, Eric, I'm going to tell you. And they come out of bounds. DiCamillo's foot was in bounds, but of course it is a judgment call of the official. It's not challengeable. And there would be no reason, of course, to challenge it. Back at the center of the mat, we've got 16 seconds remaining. Third period, 9-7 to score in favor of George DiCamillo from the University of Virginia. Meredith in deep, though, on the shot, holding on the knee band. DiCamillo reaching over the top. He's locked off, as you can see right here, Eric. And we have the number 6 seed winning by a score of 10-7 from the University of Virginia, George DiCamillo, extending his record to 27-4. And he is our semifinalist, our first semifinalist at 141. And of course, Dean Heil, a semifinalist off of mat number 3.